Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's play Victoria 2 as Japan. Let us continue on from the last off. So, we have now westernized. We are already the 15th, 16th most industrialized nation on Earth, which I think is pretty good. 1.2% of our population is already craftsmen. It's not a huge surprise, because we already have like such a literate population that they will just kind of quickly take to the factories. Unfortunately, we have like no prestige, because we lost all the prestige by being a subject. Because as a subject, you lose like 2 per day, which is horrible. Like, that's so bad. How much should China have? 208 divisions. 208 divisions, but they're worth 16 military points. That's awful. That's surprisingly bad. But I think next year, Meiji should be born. Will that change anything in regards to us being able to declare the war? I don't know, because the Meiji Restoration only happened in 1868, which is still 17 years from now. Well, we'll see. As soon as strategic mobility is done, we're going to probably go for muzzle-loaded rifles. My first task right now is to have, even if we're going to have a smaller army than the Shogun, to just have a better army. Because if we can do that, let's say, hypothetically, all these troops right now are irregulars, we will wipe the floor with them. Especially after we mobilize, we'll be able to, pump out a lot more troops. I do believe the South will rally behind the Emperor. What day was Meiji born? Because I'm hoping I can do it maybe he was born November 3rd. I think I got time for that. That's more than a year from now. Anyways, we can't build any more troops. Are we still at our 5% for soldiers? 5.5%. Yeah, that's completely okay. We're now going to get better rifles, and then I think we're going to go straight. Then I'm probably going to go for the experimental railroad. Upgrade railroads in our area. That should, I believe, give us slightly more brigades of field. 22 multiplied by 30, 300%. Okay. Declaration of the Rights of Man. Anything happening? French War, British. Is Britain already over? They are. How did you get 28%? Maybe because you're attacking the, probably because you attacked Afghanistan, I guess? Like, I'm not actually too sure where all of your penalties were. Or, like, where all your infamy came from. We'll see if France and the Russians can beat you, but I don't have high hopes. 1 second. So hopefully 5 months from now, if I can declare war on the Shogun, I think like the day that the Emperor is born, then I might do that. It sounds a little bit risky, yes. We can also build artillery factories, which I think might be very useful. I'm going to upgrade you. Are we state capitalist? Yes, we are. We're not planned economy, like the reactionaries are. Got 100,000 in the bank. We can train up another division, which we're definitely going to put another artillery unit in. Yes, the United States has won the war. Not a huge surprise. The Americans are also at war with the British. Is that also for the containment? No, they're just fighting over Oregon, I think. We'll see. I don't think the Americans are going to win. No, I don't think the British are going to win the war. There's a chance it ends up just being a stalemate, but we will see. Again, not that it really matters too much for us. I guess we do want the Americans to win, because I feel like the Americans are much less of a threat than the British are. We have 2 national focuses, but I can't do more than 1. Because our territory is very, very small. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, so apparently America's winning. Not a huge surprise. Nothing I can really do to support them. I mean, I could give them war subsidies. I mean, we're sub-states. We're not allowed to do that. And even if we could, it would bankrupt us significantly. We've already had like 2% craftsmen, which is actually like really impressive over the course of like 2 years or something like that. So we know that the Emperor's been born. But unfortunately, that doesn't yearly payment. Stop the Western calendar. What does that do? 10 prestige? Basically, don't take any of these prestige techs while we're still a satellite state, because you're going to immediately lose it. Like, probably next month, we're going to lose a single point. Look, like, 10 industry points right now? That's pretty good. +1 defense across the board. You love to see it. Oh, 1 second. I just noticed how long has my thing been doing this? Where the mouse cursor's not in the right location. There we go. I fixed it. That might have been on like the entire last video, and I'm hoping it wasn't doing that the entire time I was playing Hearts of Iron 4, but there's a chance it was. I'm not too sure what caused it, but luckily I did catch it this time around. Yeah, so the United States is definitely going to win this. Spain is also declaring war on the British. Wait, did the British lose against the French? They must have. Afghanistan's no longer a satellite state. They only have 39 divisions. They must have lost. Interesting, okay. Again, doesn't really mean too much to us. Also, we're losing population right now. I'm assuming they're all going to the... Oh no, they're not leaving. It's because they're all dying of cholera. That makes more sense. Was it cholera? What is it? Smallpox? Whatever the disease was, they're all dying of that. But that's okay, you know. If they die, they die. It is what it is. Got some better rifles now. So let's go for experimental railroad. That shouldn't take too long. I'd like less than a year. Not too bad. And then we can start building railroads just in all 3 of our provinces. Nothing too crazy. There we go. We already got 11 points, 12 points. Who else are we competing with? Like, who are we around? We're basically as industrialized as Russia is. More so than Denmark, more so than the Ottoman Empire. And that's pretty embarrassing considering that we are, again, one single state. This little state is about as industrialized as this entire nation. So they've got some issues that they'll work through, to say the least. So we're a little bit over supply right now. I'm gonna get rid of one of these infantry, and that should fix the problem we have for everybody. And that's good. And we've already kind of capped out on craftsmen for now. Okay, so we will encourage the armament factory. I don't know if we have any capitalists in our society yet. We have 17. 17 people are capitalist. Will they be able to build factories? Potentially. I mean, we're a state capitalist, so I don't actually know if they have the ability to really invest in our economy. Just upgrade everything. And then also build a small arms factory in here. Actually, is there anything... Yeah, your cement factory. You need cement. Okay, no, we will actually be able to get some bonuses off of this. That seems okay. But I would really like to take over all of Japan now. If you would be so kind. I think I could do it. Well, maybe not with all of their satellite states. But once their satellites finally see that I'm correct and they are wrong, they'll have no choice but to join us. This guy down here is at 90%. Most of Japan's pretty close. The British East India Company is also pretty close, but I think they'll just get annexed by the British very soon as well. Yeah, 33, 42. We can see that they're mostly just pure infantry divisions. They get a handful of cavalry. Not that much, though. Wait, let's build some railroads now. Supply limit going up is not bad. Reinforcement and experience is not bad. Freedom of trade? What would be useful right now? Maybe some organization. Military plans. Build a railroad in the provinces that we can build one. Seems okay. We got a nice little picture here. Just have some nice railroads. Who does not love a good old-fashioned train? Still got a lot of money. There's really nothing I can actually spend it on. So might as well bump up education spending. Increase administration spending as well. Because we have the money for it. So we might as well get as much bonus as we possibly can. Hopefully we should soon be above 50% literacy. The conservatives are still very popular. We are still, yeah, an absolute monarchy. Like, what are these guys considered absolute monarchies as well? They are. So the Heavenly Kingdom is probably going to lose here, if I had to take a guess. We're at war also with this dude over to the side. The United States has won a war against the British. Not a huge surprise. Good for them. Weaken the British as much as humanly possible, because I guess they were just being a little bit too aggressive early on with Afghanistan. They must have taken like a 25% infamy penalty or something like that, on top of whatever other smaller penalties they had before, and just decided to roll with it. You know, that takes balls, and good for them. They took a risk. Did it pay off? That's an entirely different question. But let's keep on encouraging craftsmen. Soon we'll be able to build some small arms. Can we build a steel factory here? Yeah, let's build a steel mill as well. Because you two need steel. You need ammunition. We've already got cement. We can't get more coal. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. These factories, you know, they're making a small profit. You know, not costing us anything, I believe, in... Well, costing us 72 in industrial subsidies. We were paying them £24 to earn 0.004. Just do... Only Prussia withdraw soldiers from Luxembourg City. I don't care about that. Yeah, so the factories are essentially making absolutely nothing, but that's okay. So Prussia is mad about Luxembourg. I don't think that's really going to affect too much, but there might be a war in Europe, we'll see. Like, nobody's making money. Not even the liquor distillery is making money, and that's usually the one factory that always does. I feel betrayed. Even though I really shouldn't feel betrayed, but we're producing a little bit of canned food, a little bit of, we're making a decent amount of beef, a lot of tea, considering the size of our small country. Like, who are the biggest tea exporters? I'm actually on there, surprisingly. I'm actually 4th in terms of tea production. I'm also exporting beef and liquor. I'm assuming I'm probably nowhere near the top for those ones, though. Yeah, not even close. I'm importing wheat. Basically, I'm just importing food. Nothing too crazy there. Choose a trade policy. We'll keep it as it is. Don't want to rock the boat too much. The boat is stable. Maybe it's got a few leaks in it, but it's not sinking at the moment. And that's important. We have a 4% craftsman. We can build another unit, so let's build another artillery. 0.3 rifles. 0.3 bullets, I should say. It's really not a lot. Like, I need rifles. I need ammunition. And soon we're going to need ammunition for the small arms factory. So maybe we can get a little bit of feedback loop there to help our artisans out. But if the artisans would stop, just like quit and just go work in the massive polluting factory, that seems pretty good. And I would encourage that they do that more. So I got a liquor distillery now. It's been upgraded to level 2. It's now losing even more money than it was before. That's it. It's all about the score. Profitability does not matter. It's all about this industrial power that it's giving you. Got some more organization, a little bit more consumption, but that should be okay. Improve the artillery again. Like right now, I'm on military tech 9. My main adversary is on military tech 2. That seems pretty one-sided in my favor, which I adore. I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever. This is going to be done in about 2-3 more months. When did the war actually begin? When did what do you call like a Japanese civil war? (1868 to 69). Okay, so I'm hoping it's not going to take that long. I'm hoping we can maybe fire it off a little bit faster. Because I want to try to make things that go by as fast as possible. Sent authority made in the tyrannical Tokugawa clan. Set the coup in motion. We just don't have the country tag. I really wish I did, but I do not. Is there anything else I can do while we are... There's a lot of stuff here. Change our border policy. Can't do that until we own a bunch of territory. So, shogunate, shogunate, shogunate. I am here. I could probably put like all of my divisions just in Edo. Could I? 442 supply limit. Just like park a 39 stack on top of the 42. We should win that fight. 42 divisions on Tech 2 against 39, soon to be on Tech 10. It should be pretty one-sided in my favor. Like, we're almost actually a secondary power, which is pretty impressive considering the fact that we're not even independent yet. Mostly actually almost purely by our industrial strength. Our guns are losing us a lot of money. Market spending. The current factory budget is somehow $638. I have no idea how that's possible. Am I just giving them a ton of subsidies? I mean, I'm giving them a decent amount of subsidies. I don't think there's any denying that. Increase military spending a little bit. but I'm not too sure. We got probably, I mean, maybe 10 years until we can declare war in our not independence, but to drastically reshape the politics of Japan. But I think this is going to be a good time to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching my Anthem. If you enjoyed, my thumbs up. If you're not enjoying, you can always thumb down. If you want to subscribe, and goodbye.